Well, ServiceNow benefited from the government's cost-cutting push during the first quarter with revenue and earnings that beat the street's expectations. The company also offering strong guidance, signaling solid demand in the software space. Joining us now with more, Gina Mastantuono, President and CFO of ServiceNow. Gina, great to speak with you. Thank you for making the time this morning. This stat really stood out to me, 30% higher sales in the public sector. Explain to me how a government efficiency push is driving an increase in government spending at ServiceNow.
Well, thanks so much for having me here, Madison. So first of all, I'm just so proud of the team and the execution to deliver this incredible quarter. So it's all about elite level execution at this rate and AI acceleration, which really helped us deliver that outstanding quarter. We beat our guidance on all top line growth and profitability metrics, subscription revenue at 20%, backlog at 22%, EPS up 18.5%. So a solid quarter across the board. And yes, really proud of our public sector growth at 30%. And you're exactly right. Federal agencies are really focused on modernizing and elevating how they serve the government, the American people. And what I would say is that driving outcomes, improving auditability, and eliminating millions of hours and dollars is exactly what the ServiceNow platform helps them deliver. And so now more than ever, these government agencies really need a tech platform that helps simplify the complexity and lets them become digital first. And that's exactly what the ServiceNow platform enables.
And Gina, every time I speak with you, I'm reminded of being at the Goldman Sachs conference and seeing a table filled with VC folks, all of them mentioning that this was their top pick stock in the AI space in particular. Talk to me about how you are viewing this particular moment in terms of AI and customer demand amid a lot of uncertainty about whether or not the CapEx on AI is going to prove out as a good investment moving forward.
Well, I think right now, more than ever before, leaders are so focused on the future, and they're really focused on growth in and cost out. And so demand for AI capabilities, even despite the economic uncertainty, everyone is focused there because they know if they are not transforming, they're going to be left behind. Mm-hmm. And so we're absolutely seeing demand for AI translating into real transformation for customers. And so our AI products, we call them Now Assist, our net new ACV exceeded expectations once again, and this is still our fastest growing new product ever. And so we talked about a little bit on the call about our deals quadrupling year over year, and the average deal size is growing over a third quarter over quarter. And this is after our very strong and bigger Q4. And so it's not just about AI, though. At ServiceNow, 19 of our top 20 deals included 5 or more products. So it's about core plus our growth areas like AI continuing to do well.
Looking ahead, Gina, to what extent are you concerned that any kind of economic slowdown could start to impact ServiceNow moving forward? How are you thinking about that?
Yeah, well, I think if you just take a look at our guide, it really shows the economic resilience of the ServiceNow platform. We raised our guidance at the midpoint for our revenues, and that's really because we're coming from a position of strength and momentum. Demand signals remain strong. And again, the customers we're talking to are really focused on today, but as importantly, focused on the future. And so I think we also were able to take a prudent approach that let us factor in some potential risks ahead, especially as it relates to the federal government, while at the same time allowing us to raise the guide. And so that really just demonstrates the economic resilience that this ServiceNow platform has for our customers.
And Gina, lastly, Guggenheim out with a note this morning pointing to 2 things in the guidance here, that new business did come in slightly below their expectations, and also that the guidance may not be as strong as first appeared due to some FX-related gains. As the CFO, how are you thinking about those currency headwinds and new business as well moving forward?
So our new business actually grew ahead of our expectations and allowed for that very strong beat on our current backlog. We beat that by 150 basis points. And so our new business was very strong. And we were very clear about the currency tailwinds in our guide, which allowed us to de-risk some of the back half of the year based on the potential economic uncertainty. But again, I was super clear that we are seeing no slowdown in demand and really just focused on a prudent approach as we think about the guide.
Yeah, making you an outlier this morning with a lot of demand slowdown coming out in earnings calls, Gina. Thank you so much for making the time. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.